Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and this is how to use Slowbro and Mega Slowbro. We'll probably be doing a little more in-depth coverage on Mega Slowbro when it actually comes out and we have the numbers, but for the most part what I've seen is that it runs about the same, if not a lot better. So let's go and look at Slowbro's stats. Yeah, that's awesome. Like Slowbro, everyone knows that Slowbro is a fairly used Pokemon. It's one of the most reliable Trick Room setters in the game. It's an incredible tanky beast, and it's just a reliable Pokemon overall. Has a lot of safe options and just... We'll talk about more of those later, but this Pokemon has a base stat total of 490. Rapidash has a base stat total of 500. We reviewed Rapidash last time, and just shows how extra bulk goes a long way. This is why I prefer to be a tank-style battler. It's because you get a lot more usage just from having that residual bulk, and it shows in the higher Pokemon that have 550 to 600 more base stats, because it just all adds up and goes where it needs to go. Now, overall, looking at it, you know, Slowbro has that 95 hit points. Anything getting close to 100 base stats and hit points is great. 110 defense, 80 special defense, and some nice 100 special attack. So overall, Slowbro is really strong and reliable, and with that low speed, that's normally a bad thing, but it gets Trick Room, and it's probably what makes Slowbro so awesome. Looking at its typing, we have Psychic and Water, and don't be confused about the question marks around the Mega Slowbro. Like, it's still a Psychic Water type, so this is going to be the same. It's just kind of like hype. Like, what is Mega Slowbro going to be? Like, how is it going to play? What are the stats? You know, it's going to be interesting to see what Mega Slowbro gets. We already know that it's going to be getting a boost to its special defense and a bit on its defenses, so we're going to see how big those boosts are. On top of that, we look at it. It has a bit of weaknesses though: Bug, Ghost, Grass, Electric, and Dark, as well as, but it does have trades and resistances: Fighting, Steel, Fire, Water, Psychic, and Ice. So overall, you're pretty good defensively. Like, even if you do eat a moderate special attack, you can endure it as a Slowbro pretty well most of the time, unless it's like incredibly boosted. So overall, you know, typing's not that bad. You get a lot of good coverage off of that water, and you're just going to be good to go. And talk about Slowbro, this is my set for Mega Slowbro and Slowbro. So the thing is, Mega Slowbro is going to get the ability Shell Armor, which is amazing. That it can't get critted, so I'm thinking, why not boost your defenses? You go with that Iron Defense, you go with the Calm Mind, and now you're really the only thing that can stop you is Taunt until you Mega Evolve. That's why I'm holding on to Oblivious, you know. That way you can't get taunted, so you can sit up and then Mega Evolve when you need to, kind of idea. And then once you have that, you can really only be Whirlwind or Hazed Out. So overall, like, your options to set up become really awesome. And here's the thing, on all the Slowbro sets, you generally want to run leftovers, so what you're doing is you're trading leftovers for 100 base stat total. Mega Slowbro is going to be very strong indeed, because that's one of the big things about like Slowbro is that with Megas, sometimes you lose out. Like, an item could be a better choice than just Mega Evolving. Like, that's how I feel about Scizor a bit, that I'd rather have that Life Orb or a Citrus Berry if I'm running tanky and trying to get some extra stat boosts. You know, some Pokemon just lose out in that regard, and Slowbro, you're going to get more benefit from that Mega Evolution than any item, so that's going to be really awesome. Looking at the other things you have your own form of Sustain even, so leftovers isn't even absolutely necessary. Then you're going to get Stab Scald that's going to be boosted by the Calm Mind. What I was thinking is running with that defensive nature, go Bold, and if you're going to be running Trick Room, you can use the other one, which I believe is Relaxed. So, if you look at that, max hit points, max special defense, little in defense, Iron Defense against physical threats, now your defense is incredible, and then you use Calm Mind against special attackers, and you're good to go, and you shouldn't really have to worry about anything. Slowbro has the Snorlax 2.0 setup. Like, I talk about Stockpile, Power Punch, Belly Drum, or Stockpile, or not Stockpile, you have Curse Amnesia, and then you also have Iron Defense, Calm Mind. Like, any of these are very good tank options for setting up, and Slowbro can do it very well. So we also, well, I just clicked on a lot of things. We also just have, you know, your regular kind of attacker setup that you go mixed in the defenses. I was thinking that you go a bit more in defense with that bold nature this time, and then you go a little in special defense. That way your Calm Mind gets boosted. And overall, you're going to be doing very strong with this. That you have Scald, Ice Beam. You're just going to go with that extra coverage on the ice, and then trying to just go off. Also, we have Regenerator on this set. Since it's more offensive, you don't have to risk getting shut down by Taunt. So with the Regenerator, you can switch out, come back, and you'll almost be at full hit points, so it's like you didn't really lose out on switching. So this is a more safe option. It leaves you with a lot of options as well. And also, you know, you can throw in a Trick Room in here. Instead of Calm Mind, you can be that Trick Room. You can go with that, well, not Trick Room, you can go with that relaxed nature, and you're going to have some options there that really make it good. Singles Trick Room can be very strong. or you can just be this like slower attacker that's just incredibly bulky with the setup Calm Mind. In double battles, you can also run it a bit around the same. You know, you're going to give it a little more special defense since you're not going to have that Calm Mind, and then you can just go all into hit points, defensive bulk, and now, you know, I was thinking Oblivious, you don't want that Trick Room to get stopped. Especially in double battles, you're not switching as much, so I don't think Regenerator is going to be as big of a thing to have. And you still have that regeneration from Slack Off as well. So you set up the Trick Room, you put it next to a Pokemon like Mega Mawile, or any slow, beastly Pokemon, and Slowbro being one of the most reliable Trick Room Pokemon in the game, you know, it's just too tanky to really wear down, and you can just set up. You also have Scald, burn your opponent, do that extra damage, and also weaken their physical threat, so you can even maybe be a bit more special defensive in that regard. And then you have Psyshock for the stab coverage to break down the physical walls. You can also maybe even just go back to the Calm Mind option here. You know, if you have that opportunity while your sweeper under Trick Room is just beating everyone down, if you can just stat up, if that sweeper gets focused, goes down, now you're suddenly at a +2 with Calm Mind, you can slam into your opponents really hard. So that's really what you're looking at with Slowbro. It's kind of the same Pokemon, the same idea, just different variants on how you want to run it. Do you want to be more reliable with that Regenerator and just kind of hitting people for the status while getting good coverage damage overall? Do you want to set up the Trick Room in singles? You know you can do singles Trick Room really well. You can do doubles Trick Room to an incredible extent. Do you want to be that long setup Pokemon? You also have a lot of other options for attacks as well. So this is why I came up with Slowbro. Generally, if you look at the items, it's all going to be leftovers. And that's where, you know, if you feel Mega Evolution, it could be a really good Mega Evolution Pokemon, honestly, and it's going to be very strong. So even more reliable, even more tanky, even more setup. That's just great. On top of that, I decided to go over to Smogon and see what they had for the set. And this one was a little confusing for me, that I could see Regenerate a Life Orb kind of having some synergy, but you're taking damage while setting up the Trick Room. You're going to be taking damage setting up Trick Room. That's not good. So then after that, you're going to be fast, but then your Life Orb is going to eventually hurt you. As a tanky Pokemon, you don't want to run Life Orb, and then you really don't have enough coverage to give Expert Belt a lot of usage. So running the singles offensive form, I could see it being strong, but other than that, you might as well just not waste a turn on Trick Room and then go with a coverage sweeper. Like, same typing as Starmie, and you could probably get more special attack out of a Starmie as well. I haven't looked into it yet, but that's coming up on how to use. So on top of this, I think Life Orb isn't the better option. Too much setup, you're risking a lot of tankiness. Don't know. Maybe if you threw in the Slack Off and you had a good setup against some Pokemon that aren't trying to burn you down. But I just like playing it a little more conservative on the Slowbro, a lot safer. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That is how you use Slowbro.